Little update to the workshop I moved into back in September and then did all the work on to kind of get it to where it's at today. Say it's like 95% complete, but I do like it. So before I was just in a space basically this size, and now I'm in a space that's this size. I got a house with an RV garage, 14-foot ceilings, 16-foot ceilings, and then I had a tandem part, so I got like a one-car garage plus a 40-foot by, I want to say it's like 20 feet is all that's my shop. And then since I had such high ceilings, I decided to build a second story to take my 3D printed office that was inside the house and move it into the garage so everything is contained into one area to get the work done. So the first part of my thing is I have this tandem part of my garage. This is my wet area. This is where I have my water jet, my tumbler, a sink for general purpose stuff. I do my heat treat, cleaner, steam cleaner, chemicals, acid finishing, titanium anodizing. It all happens right here. That way I have quick access to a sink and I can kind of contain this mess, and I'm not carrying buckets of water for like finishing and cleaning all over the shop. Makes it a lot easier. I have a reverse osmosis system set up so I can create DI water for my machines, and it has a float switch that automatically triggers it and keeps this 55-gallon drum full of that water. And then I just plug in this pump and fill up my buckets to mix my coolant. That has been great. My coolant is so much better. It lasts longer and it just works a lot better. So that was a great upgrade. From there, I have the actual RV garage side. I basically, have the huge door. I set up my lathe first because I needed the most space width-wise. And then I have my bandsaw so I can bring material in, cut it, and then stage it kind of in this messy, cluttered corner. But at least I have a place for it. And then in front of that, I have my mill. I use a CM1. I picked both these machines because at the time I was limited with power and I only wanted to do single phase. With this new shop, hopefully I can expand to bigger machines and I can expand my power. But yeah, that's kind of that. And then right next to the machine, I have my fiber laser, my CO2 laser, and then a tool cart just full of miscellaneous tools. And the CO2 laser directly vents outside along with the fiber laser, so I'm not inhaling all that bad dust. And then a car charger for my car when it's time to charge. From there, this is the second story I built. So before this was not available, I decided to try it myself and I built the whole thing, never doing it before. And then I did all the electrical and ran it inside the walls so I can create this sound room. It's my compressor room, because if you know, with an air compressor, it gets really hot. So I contain in here and it's fully insulated. And then I have a vent fan that I control to vent all the air, because if I don't vent this room, it gets to like 100 degrees, which would be fine, but it's nice to keep the room around like 70. And there's a light for inside of it. I never finished painting it, but I have like the air filtration, I have the drain filtration, and then it just comes out and goes to my two machines, as well as my CO2 laser for air assist. This was probably one of the best ideas because it really does muffle what I have to hear with that air compressor. From there, I walk out and I built the other part of this second story is what I call my dust room. I did a vinyl curtain to keep it all inside. It also helps contain some of the sound in here. And then I have a filtration system, which unfortunately I always forget to turn on. But that way when I'm doing any kind of grinding, finishing, polishing, lapping, I can do it all in here, and it keeps all the dirt in here and doesn't blow around all my shop. And then I got my blast cabinet in here, same thing. So if any dust gets out, you can see it's all here. It's not on my machines, which is great. I did the electrical in here to have a switch for the lights and this. And yeah, this is another great addition, because my other shop, I had dust everywhere. It was terrible. You rub your finger, took forever to clean. This just keeps it really nice and contained, and then also muffles some sound, which was an added bonus because I didn't insulate these walls or the ceiling. I only insulated the walls around the compressor room I showed before this. Right outside of this room is my packaging area. This is where I store all the stock, boxes, tape machine. I do the final assembly, final packaging of the orders that come through. This is 100 times better than what I had before because I have better lighting. And then also I don't have to keep it clear. I mean, I should, but I don't have to keep it clear to do like anodizing. It's a dedicated space for packaging and final assembly, and it just makes the workflow so much better having a station for each thing. This just is full of miscellaneous parts and hardware to finish assembly. And then we come to here and I have a storage space for all the garnet for the water jet, as well as miscellaneous boxes and unfortunately other crap that I probably should just get rid of, but that's on the to-do list. And then you can see all the electrical I did. This is one of the panel. This powers this 3D print area, the water jet, the wet station, and my car charger. I did all these bends myself, never did any electrical, and I gotta say I did a okay job, but not bad for a first time. Here I have how to get up to the second story. I built rails up there because before the rails were up there, it was terrifying, but I still have my terrifying, sketchy Alibaba or AliExpress ladder that kind of just falls down. I've shown it a couple stories. But yeah, this is probably the worst part about going up here is climbing this ladder. On my list to build like an actual set of stairs, which will be a fun little thing, but you know, that's more to come. What's cool is I get up to the space and this is just dedicated to 3D print. From here, I got a workbench to kind of do any kind of fine tuning or cleanup of 3D prints, as well as I record some of my reels up here because I got a light, a nice desk mat, and it's kind of out of the way. And then I have my printer, which is the Prusa XL 5 head. I built the enclosure for it, which has been great and helped with some of the warping from PETG. Great little machine, big machine. And then I have 2 Bamboo X1 carbons. One I have with 12 colors of PLA hooked up. So I use that for, you know, when I just switch colors quick. And this one I use for ABS or ASA, and I keep that low to the top just so I can, that's like my high strength stuff. And then I have my Prusa SL1S for like resin prints when I feel like doing something a little bit more art. Up here also, you know, I have all my filament storage, and then I have a little corner dedicated for storage of like random hobbies that I do. So it's kind of nice having the space up here out of the way, and I can do my other hobbies at that desk. Sometimes I come in here for my other job and, you know, work from this desk. It's nice to just look down and have a little bit of peace and quiet. I have about a 7-foot clearance to the ceiling from the floor. So it's pretty tight, but it's still plenty of room to like do stuff. Still, one thing I do have to do is install a fan. What's unfortunate though is if I put that fan there, it's gonna take my head off. So I gotta shift it down just a little bit. But yeah, once I get that fan in, it'll really help with air circulation, along with the air conditioning unit I have set up. So this garage stays nice and cool during the summer, which is great. And yeah, that's pretty much my whole shop. It's looking great. As I said, scary ladder to get down, but this has been the greatest transfer from a 2-car garage to like a space I can actually work in. And I still have plenty of space to expand, to get new machines, or just be happy with what I have. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down below.